There are facts everyone swears are true, but many are completely wrong. Marketing, movies, and family stories quietly program what we believe and how we feel. This episode is a mental detox, smashing fake facts so your mind can finally breathe. Welcome to Totally Wrong Facts Everyone Still Believes in Minimalist Stick Figure Cinema. Every broken myth is one less invisible chain wrapped around your thoughts and emotions. We start our countdown from 10, heading toward the biggest myths hiding in everyday life. At every birthday party, parents watch Wild Kids and instantly blame the sugar. Her belief turns every giggle and jump into proof that sugar turns kids into tiny monsters. Scientists quietly test it. Some kids get sugar, some get fake sugar, and nobody knows which cup is which. The result? Sugar kids and non-sugar kids act the same. The hyper difference simply isn't there. When she expects sugar chaos, her brain scans every move, turning normal energy into a scary story. Change the story to, "My kid is just thrilled," and suddenly the chaos feels a lot more human. We leave the sugar myth behind and turn the camera straight toward your brain itself. Movies promise a magic pill that unlocks the so-called unused 90% of your brain. In real life, your brain is already busy all day, even when you sit still or fall asleep. Brain scans light up all over, because evolution does not keep giant chunks of tissue just sitting idle. Even a small damaged area can shake speech, memory, or movement, proving almost every part matters. A remark about human potential slowly mutated into a catchy lie that we only use 10%. You already use your whole brain. What usually needs work are your habits, focus, and self-kindness. The urban legend says a falling coin from a skyscraper will punch straight through someone's skull. In reality, air pushes back, slowing the tumbling coin long before it can become a tiny bullet. The coin tops out at about bicycle speed, annoying if it hits you, but nowhere near fatal drama. If it lands on you, it feels like a sharp flick on the skull, not a grisly movie scene. Ironically, a sharp pen or sleek object is more dangerous because it actually cuts through the air. Knowing the physics lets you walk the city with curiosity instead of flinching at every falling coin. We love to say, lightning never strikes the same place twice, especially when we're scared. In reality, tall buildings get zapped again and again, like magnets for storms above the city. Some people have even been hit several times and lived, turning into human lightning legends. When a storm hits, the tallest, lonely thing around, like a tree, or you, becomes a glowing target. Lightning can even arc out of seemingly clear sky, striking miles away from the storm itself. Dropping the comforting myth lets you act smarter, shelter inside, away from tall, lonely objects. Now we jump from stormy skies to one of history's most misunderstood fashion icons, the Vikings. Our mental poster of a Viking is usually a roaring warrior with a massive horned helmet. But real battle helmets were simple, smooth, and practical, built to protect instead of impress. Huge horns give enemies two perfect handles and love to snag on branches, a terrible design for combat. The horned look came from 1800s opera costumes, where stage drama quietly rewrote history in our heads. Once you see the evidence, it feels natural to ask what else you picture wrong, just because it looks cool. From helmets and hair on your head, we slide down into another myth about hair everywhere else. Many people fear shaving because they picture each stroke turning soft hair into a dark, prickly forest. Shaving simply cuts off the tapered end, leaving flat little stumps that feel thicker as they grow out. Studies that compare shaved and unshaved skin find no real increase in thickness, color, or growth speed. Your genes and hormones run the hair factory. The razor just trims the surface like simple landscaping. Letting go of that fake rule lets you choose how to care for your body without imaginary penalties. Next comes the childhood pool rule that turned many lunches into impatient, soggy waiting rooms. So many kids sat at pool edges watching friends play while a parent guarded the sacred 30 minutes. The scary story says blood rushes to your stomach, leaving arms and legs too weak to keep you afloat. In truth, your body multitasks beautifully, sending blood to muscles and digestion at the same time. Competitive swimmers snack between laps and dive back in, proving food plus water is not a curse. Use common sense. Skip all-out sprints after a giant meal, but don't fear a gentle swim after eating. Now we climb out of the water into winter, where your head gets treated like a magical heat chimney. Old advice claims you lose half your body heat through your head if you forget a hat. Those tests simply left only the head uncovered, so of course, heat escaped from the one open exit. Your head is roughly 10% of your surface area, so it cannot mysteriously leak 50% of your warmth. Any exposed skin, hands, legs, or head sheds heat, so the real rule is to cover what the weather attacks. Babies with big heads still need tiny hats, but adults can focus on staying warm overall instead of panicking about bare hair. With winter myths melting, we dive into a tiny bowl to meet the most insulted pet around, the goldfish. The running joke says a goldfish forgets everything every 3 seconds, shocked by its own plastic castle. In experiments, goldfish learn simple mazes to reach food and remember the route long after the training. Months later, they still swim straight to the reward, proving their memory lasts far beyond one lap. They can even recognize the person who feeds them, swimming to one face and ignoring strangers. Realizing this nudges us to treat even tiny animals with more respect instead of lazy punchlines. Our final myth lives between childhood panic and schoolyard dares. What happens if you swallow gum? Many of us swallowed a piece by accident and pictured it cemented in our stomach for 7 whole years. Your digestive system cares more about keeping things moving than dissolving gum, so it simply escorts it through. For most people, gum passes out the other end within a day or two, just like many stubborn foods. Unless you swallow large amounts constantly, a rogue piece is harmless and not worth a week of anxious replay. When you start questioning myths like these, you build a calmer mind that marketing can't push around so easily.